from one single chain of narrations, we say this is human being, they can make mistake, even if they are trustworthy. They can't say that for the Sahaba, because the Sahaba, they don't have chain of narrators, they hear it directly from the Prophet. So for the Sahaba, every hadith that they heard from the Prophet is the same category, just like Quran, isn't it? So they say later, like the religion, there was some change in the religion. Some became mutawatir, some not mutawatir. I understand this point here. So they will have problem here dealing with this. So they will have to say that the religion at one point, the Sahaba, the way the Sahaba should be dealt with, like the Sahaba, the way for them everything is mutawatir. If they deny one thing is, but for us later there are some that is mutawatir, some sort. So some wajib, some fard, some. So this is just there is nothing that's such thing as if someone denies something from the religion which is very, very, very clear. We have to make sure that it is very, very, very clear to him. You understand? Before we can decide that he is a kafir.
I read in a very long time, like Ahmed says hadith mutawatir wal musnad.
People have different opinions regarding this. What is hadith mutawatir? Because we are not talking about hadith today, so we just leave it. Some people say mutawatir is anything that comes from 3 or above. Some say the whole Ummah have said it, or depends on. But that is different story now. We are not talking about hadith mutawatir. So this is when it comes to, and also we find that Malik, for example, have some different issues when he says sunnah. For him there is sunnah and there is sunnah. He categorized sunnah. Just there is some sunnah which is mu'akkada and there is some sunnah which is not. He defines sunnah in a different way from the majority. So he will say that people should not do this. Something that the Prophet, for example, said about. He says, so some people who don't know might think it is sunnah. He will say that the Prophet did it, but he say because people will think it is sunnah, he will or said it. For him, there is sunnah. That's something the Prophet have done regularly. That is sunnah. Something that the Prophet spoke about but didn't really do it or done it sometimes. That is for him not sunnah. Or depends on how you see it. His followers as well speaks that way. So when we talk about the sunnah, about the wajib, about the ahkam, we spoke about the ahkam, so the 5. Yeah, we finished with that. Now there is the Ahkam Wad'iyyah. When we defined the Usul al-Fiqh, we spoke about Ahkam Taklifiyyah, that is, people say wajib, haram, mandub. Some people insist on that wajib is different from ijab or wujub, and haram is different from tahrim. And it's not a big issue, and it shouldn't really have a big difference except on definitions and the way to talk. It's not what we are talking about here. Then the Hukm al-Wad'iyyah. That is the 5 ahkam. The Hukm al-Wad'iyyah is the definition of it. Is anything that is makes or is the reason for something else, or a condition, or something that stops you from doing something else. That is Hukm Wad'iyyah. Anything that the Sharia has put as a reason for something else, or a condition for something else, or a reason for something else not to happen, something that stops you from doing something else.
So reason and condition.
We call it reason. We call it Sabab. Cause. A cause for, sorry, not reason, that's cause, sorry, yeah. Shart is condition. And the mani', I don't know how they call mani' here, but something that stops you from normally.
Hindering, they say, hindering.
Yeah, something. You should do something, but because something happened that stopped you, that stops you. When we define it properly, when we go to talk about, because we will talk about one of each of these in details, so inshallah we'll understand it better. We say it is called وضعي, حكم وضعي, because it is made up, made by the Sharia. Always they refer to Allah and His Prophet by Sharia. You don't know the books of Fiqh. This is how they talk. So they say the Sharia. He says that is the Sharia. When you hear Sharia, means they refer to Allah. When Allah and His Prophet don't have this name. The names of Allah are known, and you should not add any name to Him. But this is how they put it in the book, so we are reading it the way. So it has been called موضوع وضعي because it is made by the Sharia, and it is the Sharia that have decided it. So it is the Sharia that have made these reasons and conditions and mawani', what you call mawani', hindering things. So he gives example. He say stealing is the reason for cutting the hand. Yes. So, and he says wudu is a condition for the prayer to be valid. And the inheritor or the inheritor, the killing of the inheritor to the person he inherits from him is manah from mirath. This is a reason.
Haram. So manah is that?
No, manah. They will say, look, if someone dies, his son will definitely inherit him, or his father, or his mother, or his wife. But now his father killed him, or his son killed him. Then they will say he should not be inherited. He should not inherit him.
Because he's trying to kill him to get his money.
No, they say he killed him. Yeah. It doesn't matter why he killed him. Even if he didn't kill him for, according to the majority, he should not be. Shouldn't inherit him at all, according to the formal dhahir, except for the dhahiris.
He shouldn't get a share.
Yes. They say whether he killed him by intentionally, whether by mistake, according to the majority. They say whether he killed him to take his money or killed him for another reason, totally different. They say he should not have a share from the inheritance. The dhahiris consider the hadith of Al-Hasan al-Basri directly from the Prophet, which is mursal, or through another narration which are weak. They consider this hadith to be weak, which is weak, and therefore they say it is not whether he killed him intentionally or unintentionally, he should inherit him.
So the dhahir you said.
Only the dhahir is, yes. So he says, so this is these three ahkam here are made by the Sharia, by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them as reasons or as conditions or a cause or condition or mawani', what we call, I don't know the word yet, that it has nothing to do, there is no asking from mukallaf. It doesn't have to do anything with the mukallaf. It's made up by the Sharia, by the religion. So he said, from here you can see the difference between Ahkam Taklifiyyah and Wad'iyyah. Between the Hukm which is Taklifi, which is the obligation, and the Haram and the Mustahab, and you can see the difference between them. Between the 5 Ahkam and these 3 Ahkam. Actually, according to some, it's not only 3, but we will come to the extra others. There are also 5. He says, for the first, it comes under the capacity of the mukallaf. First, it comes under whether the mukallaf can do it or not. the wujub, the obligation. So the second one, it has nothing to do with the mukallaf being able to do it or not able to do it. It's made up by the Sharia. So he said, so the Sharia will consider the things according to these three things: the cause, the mawani', and the shurut, which is the conditions. So here now he said the aqsam, the category of Ahkam Wad'iyyah. He says from the definition of Ahkam Wad'iyyah, you can see that it comes to three: the cause, the sabab, and the shart, and the mani'. Try to remember these words, so we will speak about them. We will refer to them in Arabic: sabab and shart and mani'. He said any one of them, whether it is there or it's not there, when it's found, when it's not found, from there you can declare the deed to be right or to be wrong, to be sahih. You can say valid or invalid. And also from it we can look at what categorize it into two categories. Depends on the capacity or the capability of the mukallaf, whether it is azima or rukhsa. Some ahkam are azima, some ahkam are rukhsa. You know the difference between azima and rukhsa. Azima, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. Whoever is resident when the month starts, he should fast the month of Ramadan. وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ, and whoever is sick or traveling, فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخْرَى, he should count other days and fast them. Now, is this azima or rukhsa? When we say azima and rukhsa, means did Allah order people to fast these days in another day, or gave them permission to fast in other days? Because if He ordered them to fast in other days, so that's when it's not valid. They can't fast in Ramadan. If He gave them permission, then that's mean now whether when we call it rukhsa, that's mean you can take it, you can leave it. It comes from the hadith of the Prophet, astaghfirullah, hadith of Muslim. It is narrated to the Prophet actually from Abu al-Marawih, except that Abu al-Marawih is not very famous. The hadith is in Muslim from Amr ibn Hamza al-Aslami, that the Prophet was asked about from someone who fasts a lot. He said, sometime in Ramadan I travel and it's difficult for me to live. If I fast, it will be easier for me than leave these days and fast later. He would like to fast in Ramadan.
The Prophet?
No, the man who is asking the Prophet.
Oh.
So he is asking, like in the Quran says, فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخْرَى, you should do it another time. So can I just fast in the time? So the Prophet, according to this hadith, which is in Muslim, he says, هِيَ رُخْصَةٌ مِنَ اللَّهِ. It is rukhsa from Allah, permission. So whoever takes it is good, but if you don't take it, then it's still fine. So that is the difference between rukhsa and azima. So he says regarding these, then so he said, so this is 5 different categories: the sabab, the shart, mani', sihha, and butlan or fasad. The ahnaf also here will say not batil, fasid and batil. There is 2. So when we say sihha and butlan, means is this prayer valid or not valid? Is this marriage valid or not valid? That is sihha and butlan. You understand? So we have the cause, we have the shart, which is the condition. We have the mani'. Mani' is something that stop something, like mawani', what stops a person from praying?
Lack of condition. It would be the opposite of condition, wouldn't it?
Not really a lack of a condition. The conditions that
Like menses,
everybody from like fences, stopping you from prayer. Just what I want to say. So, and صحة والبطلان, and valid and invalid, and رخصة and عزيمة.
Okay. 7.
So, yes, so they say this is 5. Why? Because the sabab is 1, the shart is 2, mani' is 3, صحة and butlan, valid or invalid, is 4. Because there is one of them, you can't have something is valid and invalid. Understand? And rukhsa and azima, because these two can't be together in one hukum. Some hukum, there is sabab and there is condition for them, and there is, and then when you have, if there is one of the sabab is not there, or shart is not there, or the mani' is there, then it will be either sahih or batil.
It's like marriage, isn't it? She's either married to you or not married to you.
Is the marriage valid or not valid? So you can't have them both. But in the marriage, there is reasons, there is conditions.
So can only be on one matter specific.
There is no, you can never find one matter which is valid and not valid at the same time. You can't never find hukum in the religion which is azima and rukhsa in the same time. You understand? You got this point. So there are 5.
And we only take one, either valid or invalid.
No, that is not. That is in the aql of a person. It's not possible that something is valid and invalid in the same time.
And azima and rukhsa.
What's azima? I know what rukhsa is.
Permission. Azima. If you say, okay, Allah didn't mean us to give us choice. He did not give us a choice whether to fast in Ramadan or not. He rather ordered us to fast another time. So we have to fast other time. That is azima. That is not like permission then. If you take it that way, the way the Zahiri says that the fasting of Ramadan is azima. You don't have the choice. You have to, if you are traveling, you have to break your fast and then make up your fast later.
Okay. But the hadith shows it's rukhsa though.
The hadith. This hadith here in Muslim, they speak about it because they say the narration of Abu al-Marawih, and Abu al-Marawih is not very famous. However, there is another hadith in Muslim as well, that the Tahiris do some ta'wil to it. That hadith say, it doesn't say it's rukhsa from this, the way this says here. It says, if you want, fast. If you don't want, don't fast. But they say the man was not asking about Ramadan. The man said, I fast a lot. I am a man who fasts regularly, and sometimes I am traveling. Can I fast? So when the man said this, the Zahiri say he was asking about just fasting, normal fasting. He was not talking about Ramadan. Which is a bit far.
أنت كأنك ما يعجبك الحديث في مسلم.
No, we are just talking about this now. Yes, sir. Try to concentrate about this. Anything out this, we don't want to talk about it. Okay, sabab. Now we say the cause, the cause. The definition of sabab. The definition of sabab in Arabic is everything that can lead you to something. It is also called rope. Rope is called sabab in Arabic. The rope. Yes. من كان يظن أن لن ينصره الله في الدنيا والآخرة فليمدد بسبب إلى السماء. Allah says in the Quran, whoever thinks that Allah will not help him or give him victory in this life and the hereafter, he should put a rope to the sky, to the heavens, and then cut it. You understand? So فلينظر هل يذهبن غيظه ما هل يذهبن what? فلينظر هل يذهبن كيده ما يغيظ. فلينظر هل يذهبن كيده ما يغيظ. So sabab here in this ayah means a rope. He says if the sabab is understood, if the sabab can be understood and the aql can explain it, it's called also ʿIllah, the way it is called sabab. Sometimes the fuqaha from the other madhahib, not the Zahiris say any hukum that Allah have made, unless Allah says this for this, then we don't know. They say then we don't know. No matter how clear it might look to the person. They say we don't know why Allah has made this, why Allah made something haram or something obligation. The Zahiris say all the religion is like this. The majority say some of the religion is like this, some is not. So they say sometimes we know why Allah made this thing haram. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we know why Allah. You understand? So they say the majority call it ʿIllah. ʿIllah and sabab.
They're using Qiyas, they extract the illa.
The ʿIllah, yes. So they say the ʿIllah for this reason. Sometimes they admit that sometimes they don't know the ʿIllah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say we know the ʿIllah is clear. Such as alcohol being haram. Why? Because it makes you intoxicated. You understand? So they say we know why Allah has made alcohol haram, because it is intoxication. The Zahiris say we don't know why Allah made alcohol haram. They say if someone claims that he knows and that alcohol, then he should say that if it is someone says that alcohol is made because it is haram, because it's intoxication, then he is saying that Allah has no choice except to make it haram. And this person also will have to explain why alcohol was halal for these years, for these nations, why it wasn't haram for them. You understand? This is the argument of the Zahiris. They say if the alcohol was haram because it was intoxication, then why was it for 15 years halal for the Muslims to drink? So they say anything that Allah says this is haram for this, we take it, and then it stops there. But the majority they say
sabab is another word ʿIllah.
According to the majority, it will be called ʿIllah if it's understood. You understand? If you can understand it. I explain in a minute what is understand it and when you can't understand it. They say if you can't understand it, then it's called only sabab. Now, the zawal, when it is, for example, when the shadow of a person is equal to 2, then when the shadow of an object is equal to the double of the length of the object, that is the time when it starts Asr. Why is that time for Asr, to pray Asr? Why it's not when it's when the shadow is equal to 1? Why it's 1 is equal to 1, not 2? You understand? We don't know the reason. Why the prayers are 5, not 6? We don't know the reason. Why fasting Ramadan, not Sha'ban? We don't know the reason. You understand? Even though Allah said, because Quran was revealed in Ramadan. But why Quran was not revealed in Sha'ban? You understand? We don't know. So the majority agree here that we don't, they say this is sabab because we don't know the hikmah from behind it. You understand? They say, but we understand that a pig, swine, is haram because it eats dirt, because it carries disease. They say we understand that zina is haram because it leads to mixed up of families and
So,
understand?
if we know it's called ʿillah, if we don't know it's...
According to majority, the Zahiris say there is no difference. And they say every hukum that Allah has done is He knows why. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they say first we can't ask these questions. If Allah says it, we take it and we accept it. They say if Allah didn't say it, then this question is haram to ask. First, that Allah is not to be asked. Allah say لا يسأل عما يفعل. He is not to be asked about what He does. They say because Allah has forbidden in many ayat in the Quran, those who say about Allah what they don't know. They say if He didn't say it clearly that this is haram for this, then no matter how clear it might look to you, it's not clear. We don't know. And they bring some ayat, for example, إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا. The kafirs will say, why? What Allah want with this? The people who extract the ʿillah. They say Allah has ordered us not to follow the ways of the kuffar. You understand? They say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says سيقول السفهاء من الناس السفهاء ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا عليها ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا. Why did they change the qibla? They were praying to one place. Why did they change? They say, so some kuffar ask this question. Allah called them sufaha. Stupid. He said سيقول السفهاء من الناس ما ولاهم عن قبلتهم التي كانوا عليها قل لله المشرق والمغرب. To Allah belongs east and the west. He doesn't matter. He can make you pray to this side, He can make you pray this side. And then what He says, وما جعلنا القبلة التي كنت عليها. We have not changed the qibla that you were following إلا this is the reason إلا لنعلم من يتبع الرسول ممن ينقلب على عقبيه, just to see who will follow the Prophet, who will turn on his heels. The Zahiri says the religion is for this, to test who will obey Allah, who doesn't matter. They say
listen and obey.
They say there is nothing in the religion that is haram, because Allah was forced to make it haram, like He had no choice. They say there is nothing in the religion that is an obligation because Allah had no choice, except because the majority, when they talk about ahkam, they make it like look, they don't say, of course they will not say, they will think like it's not possible, this would have never been halal, it's not possible that this will, so it's not possible to whom? It's not possible to Allah to make it halal, it's not possible to Allah to make it haram. You understand? So they say this is definitely, like they know that this we should be haram, they know that this should in a way, if you look at it, if you go in it, if you look at it, that means Allah had no choice. You understand? So this is something that we will come back when we are talking about Qiyas. So they say, the way we say iskar, intoxication, is the ʿillah for alcohol being haram. If the cause is not understood, because the aql can't understand it, the reason for it to be the hukm, then they call it sabab, and it's not called ʿillah. Such as the time, the beginning of the time is a reason, is a cause for prayer to be prayed. So why don't you pray before time? Why, if you pray before time, your prayer is invalid? If someone asks this question, then there is no answer. This is, everybody will say, I don't know the answer, even though some people, they have answer for everything. We have one of the people who have answer for everything is Ibn al-Qayyim. You understand? He has the book of A'lam al-Muwaqqi'in against people. Even in that book, he admits that there is no need for Qiyas. He admits that there is no need for Qiyas. However, that book is made to attack those who say there is no Qiyas. He admits, without knowing, just in small paragraph, that there is no need Qiyas in religion. This religion is full, is complete. You understand? In the middle of that book. However, he attacked people who say there is no Qiyas, and then he will, page after page, like volumes of the book, will just are dedicated to explain why Allah made halal this, why Allah made haram this, and he explains. There is so many things that I said before. I just give you one example. Try to think about one example. One of the words example. No, not the very weird. Just the reason why the religion, for example, has. You know that the majority consider not the majority, the Hanbalis, for example, and some Ahl Hadith, especially the people who Ahl Hadith from the Madhahib, they consider that the urine of the child, baby child, the boy, is different from the urine of a girl, a child girl, who has not eaten food yet. There is hadith in Bukhari that a woman came to the Prophet, he took her child, he put him on his lap, he urinated, and the Prophet ordered sprinkled water on it. Urine, water, together, the urine is gone. It's not called urine anymore. A lot of water until it overcomes the urine. This is normally for everything that is dirty. Put water on it, if it's not there, you can't see it anymore, it's gone. Now, there is some few hadith sahih, a few hadith da'if, that says that made it the saying of the Prophet that the urine of the child, baby boy child, should be sprinkled, and the urine of the girl should be washed. So it look like the difference. Now, hadith da'if. And then, like for example here, Ibn al-Qayyim gives the reason why the baby boy should be. He said, because one, the girl is hot, the boy is hot, and the girl is not. So her urine is very smelly, bad. Allahu A'lam where he got this from. The other reason is, he say the boy urine will be everywhere. The girl urine will be in one. The girl urine will be in one place. It's easy to wash it, because the boy, if you start washing, is too much. So just sprinkle. The third reason is, the boy is much loved by his parents, very much loved by his parents. The girl is not. So they will carry the boy a lot. If they keep washing, it is too much. But the girl, because she is not, for some time, they carry her some time only. So the religion has given them permission, it's encouraging them to do that, not to carry her too much. The religion is helping them in a way. No, this is not he's saying now. Now he say because she's not carried too much. So it's fine. Like from time to time they carry her. So washing is not difficult. But the boy, you carry him all the time. You understand? In a way, he is saying that the religion is encouraging people to carry the boys more. Is giving them rukhsa, because you don't have to wash him, carry him more. The girl, leave her alone, because you have to wash.
Do something like that. It's in the Bible or something. They say the woman, when she gives birth, something like she's unclean for. I don't want to say wrong, but
this is for some time. No, they say when she is in menses. The Yahud. Say the woman is.
No. There's one about when she has the baby.
Because of the blood as well.
Yeah, they
Same
say
blood.
that she's more unclean if she has a girl than if she has a boy. She's more unclean.
Yeah.
They say something like 50 days. If it's a boy, 40 days. 10 days younger. That's what they say.
Well,
Yes, he even mentioned
They say about the child as well?
girls,
You know that?
babies, urinate,
They say about the child.
yeah.
and the boys sin.
So this is, I told you, some people think that they give these reasons, and of course, this book, that book, even it didn't help people who say Qiyas. It put people off of Qiyas. Of course, when you read it, it just gives you more reason to understand that Qiyas is invalid. Anyway.
القيم clever man.
Yeah, that is clever. This is what people like. I mean, when they speak Quran and Sunnah, it doesn't make fun. It's not fun.
Shaitan is very intelligent as well.
It's not fun when you Quran and Sunnah, Hadith and Quran and Allah said, and we don't understand even why. But it's more fun when you understand why. You understand? And that is what the religion forbade us from. You don't have to understand why. You just have to take it. إنما كان قول المؤمنين إذا دعوا إلى الله ورسوله ليحكم بينهم أن يقولوا سمعنا وأطعنا. That they say we hear and we obey. No reasons given. No reasons should be given. The people have to give reasons. People have to be asked. If you ask a person about something, he must explain himself. He must give reasons why he is saying what he is saying. But Allah has refused, has denied people this what they think it's their right to understand something before they do it. Allah has denied them this, what they think it's their right. No, He said it's not their right, because He said لا يسأل عما يفعل. He is not to be asked about what he does. So a faida for this, he said that whatever is called ʿillah, then we can do qiyas in it. Anything that is not called ʿillah, then you can't do qiyas on it. This is the saying of the person who has written this book. He said, what helps to know, something that helps you to know that something is sabab, is that the hukum is added to it, such as when we say salat of maghrib, salat of the maghrib. So that is meaning maghrib is a cause for salat. Sawm of Ramadan, that's Ramadan, fasting is the Ramadan is the cause for fasting. And hadd al-shurb, the hadd of drinking, the hadd of drinking, punishment. Yeah, of course there is no in religion something called hadd al-shurb. Hadd is limit. Yes, limited. Yeah, and in the religion we don't have from the Prophet saying at all, or from the Quran, something that says you have to, if someone drinks, you have to hit him such and such. You understand? And it is even the saying of the Sahaba. Ali ibn Abi Talib says in Bukhari, if I hit someone for drinking alcohol and he dies, I will give his diya, because the Prophet never put a limit on it. All we have from the Prophet that when someone drinks, he will come and he will tell people, hit him. This is the hadith of Anas bin Malik, and so he will say hit him. He says some people will hit with their shoes, some people. So that is not like the other hudud. Someone will be standing and they hit him 100 lashes on his. In the alcohol, it is actually Umar bin Khattab. When the Prophet said hit him, it's hit him. He didn't mention the limit, so hit him. You understand? So the fact that Umar bin Khattab did hit him for 80, or that that is not a limit. You understand? And as long as you don't break him or kill him, you understand? So you hate him only. That is all you can do to him. But the truth is, there is no hadd for alcohol. So, and he said kafaratul yamin, but that hitting him is for drinking. You understand? Someone drank you hit him. The Prophet was brought up, people drunk, and he said, hit him. So you hit him just. And kafara to the yamin, the kafara, the expiation of yamin, when someone swears. So it's the reason here, the cause of kafara is yamin. And when we say kafara to yamin, really, it should be called kafara to hinthil yamin. The kafara of breaking the yamin, not for the yamin itself. Someone who swears doesn't have to pay expiation. If he has to pay expiation for not carrying out what he has sworn to do or not to do. He says, Maghrib and the month of Ramadan and drinking and yamin are causes to what have been added to them from ahkam. You can see that, of course, the yamin is not, because kafara to the breaking the yamin, that is the cause.
This I did not understand the last bit.
Which last bit? Kafara to the yamin.
No, yeah.
Kafara to the yamin. When you swear to do something,
Yeah, and you don't do it, you have to pray.
we say kafara to the yamin. Kafara of yamin. Is it kafara of yamin really?
Hence,
Yeah, kafara of hinthil yamin. If you don't carry out what you have said, if you break your yamin, if you say, Wallahi, I am going to tomorrow to pray 2 rak'ah, or tomorrow, Wallahi, I am not going to do something, anything. Someone comes to you and say, Wallahi, I am not going to, he wants you to help him. Wallahi, I am not going to help you. Now, you change your mind, you thought about it, and you find out you have done something wrong, and you want to help him. What you do? You do kafara. Kafara is not for swearing not to do that. Kafara is because
breaking bones.
you have what you swore not to do it, now you have to do it. You understand?
yeah.
So
where is the sabab into this?
the sabab of the kafara is because you broke the yamin.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't break yamin, there is no kafara to pay, no expiation to pay. Okay? So the different categories of sabab. Sabab sabab is divided into categories. Depends on who made it sabab. Cause is divided into 2 categories. Depends on who made it as cause for the cause for whatever comes from it. Now the first is what the Sharia have made it a cause. Without the mukallaf, and do you know what mukallaf is? Mukallaf is the person who is ordered to carry out the duties or stop from doing things. That is mukallaf, the human being. I'm not the mukallaf. We will talk about mukallaf later. Of course, there is taklif, someone who is mukallaf totally according to the fuqaha definitions, and so definitely someone who is an adult and not insane, that is mukallaf.
Oh, Muslim or no?
Yeah, no, someone who is an adult and this is agreed on. You understand? And then there is other reasons that will make a person not mukallaf, whether he is, for example, a child, or he is
Insane.
Angry. Angry as well.
No, not angry. The angry is
Insane.
Insane, definitely. With to say there is ahliyat taklif, whether he is fully mukallaf, not fully mukallaf, who is partly mukallaf. You understand? With the fuqaha here, we will talk about it later, because it's not always about pray or not pray. There is also zakat, for example. Zakat is to be taken sometime even from the child, property of the child and the property of the crazy. You understand? So here where they say is he mukallaf or not. You understand? If he damages something, a child damages something for someone else, is it going to be not regarded at all, disregarded, or you are going to take some from his property or his father's property according to the majority? They say here, for example, they say he is mukallaf part, not fully, but partly. You understand?
Yeah.
But this is something that we call talk later. So they say the sabab here, the cause, is something. First, there is two categories. One is what the Sharia has made as cause. The mukallaf has no anything to do with it. You understand? The Sharia has made it. The mukallaf has not contributed to it at all. And that is like the zawal of the sun for Salatul Dhuhr. When the zawal, the sun does, the human being can do nothing to stop the sun or to move the sun. So it's the Sharia made this is as a reason. So Allah says, "Aqim as-salata liduluki shams." So when the sun has moved towards the west from the middle of the sky, that is a cause for prayer of Dhuhr. Also, this is first example. Second example is the beginning of Shahr of Ramadan for fasting. Allah says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. A human being can do nothing to bring forward the month or delay it. Also, اضطرار. He say also اضطرار for mayta being halal for the person. The person, he say, فَمَنْ اضطر غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ. So he says اضطرار here. So whoever is pushed by necessity without being baghi or adi. Baghi means from baghi, someone who transgression. You can say transgression. Wala adin, without exceeding the limits. There is no sin on him. You understand? Some people might argue here to say that iftarar, a person can put himself into iftarar, isn't it? Person, for example, can start fighting against Muslims, and then by fighting against them, he will be pushed, chased to the place where there is no food. You understand? So here he has something to do with it. It is iftarar, yes, but he has to do something to do with it. So this is an example, of course. Just because he is dividing it into two categories, some people actually divide it into more than two categories. So he has to put this one either with the first ones or with the second. You understand? He has to. But also he says for the fourth example is marad, illness, for someone to not stop his fasting.
To stop or not to stop?
Someone not to fast. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا, whoever amongst you is sick. So what he is saying here, he didn't mention the travel. Why? Because the travel is something that the person has the choice to travel or not. But also being sick, a person sometimes make himself sick. You understand? There are things that the person does and it make him sick.
So
Some people might do some stuff to their bodies or something. It makes them sick. So he has contributed really to this cause. So there is this is the first category of what he called the asbab, the causes. The second category is what the mukallaf has done, and then the Sharia has, because he made this thing, the Sharia has put some things to tackle what the person has done. So, for example, some ahkam for the
وضع مكلف again وضع مكلف.
no, some at the beginning we said some causes are made solely by the Sharia. The mukallaf has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, and now
But now the causes will be because of the person. The hukum at the beginning, the hukum and the cause is from the Sharia. Now the cause will be from the mukallaf. The hukum will be from the Sharia, such as traveling. Now who traveled? The mukallaf. He chooses to travel. He doesn't have to. He can travel, he cannot travel. So he has the choice. He chooses to travel. The Sharia tells him, if you travel, you don't have to fast. No? If you travel, you can break your fast. So we say here that is this cause here is made by the mukallaf. He has the choice, not by the Sharia. You understand this point?
yeah.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أو على سفر, whoever is in trouble, فعدة من أيام أخرى. He has the choice. He can break his fast. Also, zina for the had. The person has the choice whether to commit zina or not. Nobody forces him to commit zina. You understand? He has the choice to do that. When we say the choice as qadari in a person, but not in the Sharia. Sharia doesn't give him the choice, but he is free to carry on to obey Allah or disobey Allah in the Ahkam of Qadar. So he chooses to commit adultery. If he does it, then the hukum is to be for him to be punished. That punishment is the reason, the cause for that punishment is adultery or fornication. So zina for hukum. Also ridda, someone who apostate from Islam, it makes his blood halal. The Prophet said, "Man baddala dinahu faqtuluhu." Whoever changes religion, kill him. Also, the fourth one is a gift. Gift is a reason why giving a gift is a reason or a cause. It makes the gift not the property of the giver anymore. It will be the property of the one that is given to. And buying and selling, when you buy something or sell something, that is a cause that makes the property of someone else, whoever bought it. And why this property is not yours anymore? Because I sold it. Well, this property is yours when it was property because he gave it to me. You understand? And sadaqah. So all these are considered to be asbab, what we call causes. You understand? So that is the hukum of the sabab. And the second hukum is the shart, condition. Condition in Arabic language is called the sign. Shart, which is the sign. In the istilah is called. It's 7:30 already.
Oh, it's 7:25.
Yeah, we are going to pray almost after 15 minutes, so we have to stop here.
Inshallah. Shart next Friday.
Yeah, inshallah, we'll leave it until next.